Previously on Ask Rag Reynolds.
Do you even lift? Autism Awareness Month. Let's all give Token the Token a round of applause. Are you able to say something in Portuguese? I actually speak 3 languages. 4 if you can't Portuguese, but you shouldn't. They only speak that in parts of the world that don't matter. I can also speak French and Russian. Woodchucks are a disgrace to the human race. They should all just be exterminated. Throw them over to Australia when we're destroying that abominable place. She is a liar. She is a fraud. If she came to my door, put her in her rightful place in my kitchen, making me a decent steak, just like women were created for. This is the most retarded question anyone has ever asked me. And there's an imposter on the loose. You don't know. You damn well should know. You're the imposter. I am the one, the only, the original, the guy that gets all your attention, the reflection of perfection, the guy with the biggest arms, the guy with all the charm, and the guy who's going to come to Iceland to do you a lot of harm. You don't know? You damn well should know. My name is Rag Reynolds. And this time, we're sticking exclusively to questions from my website, from my forums. So, I'm just going to get straight into it. I'm not going to waste any time at all. The first question comes from Clown. And their question is, wait, there's a fake Rag Reynolds? Well, you see, there was a fake Rag Reynolds. There no longer is. You see, he was from Iceland. His first name was Rag, his last name was Reynolds. He had godly hair, a godly voice, and just a godly face. He had many, many fans, and he had many women masturbating to his videos. But you see, he claimed that I was a fake, and that he was the real Rag Reynolds. And I just couldn't and wouldn't put up with that. Which is why I had my good friend and a member of my forums, Alakazam, I had him put an end to this imposter. I don't know how he did it. I don't know when he did it. I just know that he did it. And I don't want to know anymore. So if you'd like to know more, go spam his channel comments, the LH Show, here on YouTube. Now we have a few questions from Kana, or Kina. I have no idea how you're supposed to say this. What is the strangest thing about yourself? Strangest thing? What a strange question. The strangest thing. You see, I don't consider anything about myself strange. You see, I am the perfect human being, as stated in my book several times, as my book is based on. So really, if I am the perfect human being, and I'm telling everyone else how to be the perfect human being, there's not really going to be anything strange about being perfect now, is there? Everything is just amazing. You own a TV network. What and who would you put on it? What would I put on it? Who would I put on it? I think we all know the answer to this question. It's going to be a whole network exclusively starring myself and my son, Ryan Jr. And anyone else that disagrees with that, or doesn't like that, or that even wants on, they're all going to be told no. I don't care how famous you are. I don't care. I really don't. I don't care if you're Brad Pitt. I don't care if you're Jim Carrey. I don't care. It's going to be exclusively me and my son, Ryan Jr. And what? That is just who. So what would I put on it? It would be exclusively documentaries of our lives, and there would be a lot of shows of just me talking and enlightening the world. What are some of my goals? What a great question this is. Some of my goals. Goal 1, world domination. I want to rule everything. I want to rule people. I want to rule the buildings they live in. I want to rule the grass that grows in the park across their street. I want to own the roaches infesting lower class houses. I want to own everything. Everything. More of my goals. I want to make the world a better place. And I want to do it the only way I know how. Which is by doing what I am already doing. Enlightening the world with my words. I'm only trying to help. I just then, for some reason, get perceived as the bad guy, which I have completely taken up. You can call me the bad guy all you want. I don't care. I really don't. I embrace that. If I'm the bad guy in your opinion, then I'll go with that. I will be the bad guy. Because the bad guy is the one that knows best. If a word is misspelled in the dictionary, how will anyone ever know? Well, you see, if a word is misspelled in a dictionary, it is not really misspelled. Now, I know what you're thinking now. That makes sense if it was, for example, the word epitome is in the dictionary and it has a definition. The definition, what if that part is spelt wrong? I get the question. If the definition is spelt wrong, it's spelt wrong. But it's not really spelt wrong. Because the fact is, everything in the dictionary is spelt correctly. So it can't be spelt wrong, even though it is spelt wrong. So what you have to realise is that it is correct in this one instance. Have you ever broken a bone, and if so, how? When I was about 5 years old, I was left-handed. I did everything with my left hand. Then one day, I'm jumping around on the couch, and this is a true story. I'm not making any of this up. My dad pushed me off of the couch. I hit the ground, and I broke my left wrist. I was at school, and I started writing with my right hand. So, for a lot of things, I'm kind of ambidextrous. I can only write with my right hand though, and my writing is very horrible for a perfectionist such as myself. But what are you going to do? I've also broken 3 or 4 of my toes. I did that because of when I would train jiu-jitsu, and things just happen. Darky asks, when are you going to marry Vi? Well, you see, I don't believe in marriage. I believe that all marriage accomplishes is in assisting the poorer partner when they eventually break up, and the poorer person can take all of the money, all the belongings. There is no reason to ever be married, and anyone that is married, you're a fool. You're just delusional, and you should probably rethink your entire life. Lucas asks, how many times have you had sex? I as the epitome of perfection and father to the spawn of perfection, Ryan Jr., I am pure all the way through, which is why I have never had sex. He then asks, how long have you been a virgin? Since the beginning of time, and since before time even existed. Knox asks, if you were to have one death match with someone of your choice, with the catch being that you will both be equally skilled, who would you choose? Whew, this is a good question. This is also a hard question. A death match with someone of my choice, and we're both going to be equally skilled. Well, you see, the thing here is, I just realised that this question isn't actually as good as I thought it was. Because if you're equally skilled, then basically anyone you're going to fight against is going to be the exact same. It just depends on their body structure. It's going to change things, but their skills are going to be the exact same as yours. So me saying I want to fight some martial arts legend, or me saying I want to fight some disabled guy, they're both equally skilled, so it doesn't really matter. Although, I do want to say that I would like to fight Stephen Hawking, because I'd be guaranteed victory, because although he is skilled, he cannot put those skills to use. Meaning that I can just sit back, relax, cook a nice steak, and when I get ready, I'll just punch him repeatedly in the throat until he dies. PXC asks, what time is it in your butthole? 4 PM. Have you ever named anything you've shat out besides Ryan Jr.? Well, you see, just to correct you, I did not shit out Ryan Jr. Ryan Jr. came out of my dick hole, and there was a tremendous difference between those two, especially when it comes to pain tolerance. There's a reason that men run the world. There's a reason that men are superior to women, and that is that we have far higher pain tolerances. Women all really think it's painful for what they go through in childbirth, yet you have no idea the pain that a real man goes through with his childbirth. Who is your favourite beetle? Dung. If you were in a box, how would you think outside of it? It depends on how big the box is. How many trees are there? 7. Did you ever masturbate to photos of forum members? If yes, to whose photos? Asked by Alakazam. Well, my answer to you, Ala, my good friend, I'm just going to tell you this as straight up as I can put it. I don't want you to find this creepy. I don't want you to get offended, because I really care about you, Alan. But I have indeed masturbated to your pictures. Token the Token asks, is Jan Terry your favourite artist? Yes. Ebola. Cabbage. I wanted to get Ariana Grande's attention on Twitter, so I killed my dog and took a picture of it and retweeted it to her saying, my dog died, so she would feel bad for me. She didn't respond, but I'll keep trying because I still have 2 cats and a hamster. From Gar. I hope you achieve your dreams in life. I hope she finally gives you that response. It sounds like you're earning it. My dog sprouted wings and started talking to me. What should I do? Doesn't sound like a dog then, does it? It's more like an angel dog or a possessed hippo or something. Do you really think Allah is 5'7"? Can you please refrain from insulting some of my closest friends? Bros before hoes, or hoes before bros? Neither. I put me before everyone else. I have no bros and I have no hoes. It's just me, number one. How old were you when your penis fell off? Who is Ryan Jr.'s real mother? I am both Ryan Jr.'s mother and his father. If you were to commit suicide, how would you do it and why? I would take my personal copy of the Bible, the epitome of perfection, and I would use it to slit my own throat with a paper cut, and then I would slowly bleed out and die a truthful, holy, and honourable death. When did you eat your first steak? I came out of the womb with steak in my mouth. How do you feel about vegetables? I don't. These questions, starting from when did your penis fall off and to that vegetables questions, were all from Spearhawk Dude. From Mr. Mustache, our terrorist friend Abdullah. When will you visit me? Do you really think I'm going to step foot into such a deceased war zone? Really? When can we have a tea party? Refer to my previous answer. Do you think one day I'm not even reading that. Do you wear any certain type of perfume? I wear steak sauce under my armpits. I know at the start of the video I did say we're going to stick to my site only, but there are two other questions I have come across. I'm not going to name this site because this site is literally cancer. The first question: welcome back, Ragreynolds. How have you been? That's my answer. That was from Sheila Maria Motko. What an autistic name. And finally from Brianna. Do you have Ebola yet? I'll have you know that I was the one responsible for Ebola.